Hey everyone, it's Momentary Flux. Welcome back to my Minimalist Factory with Bob's Mods. Let's get moving here. I think there was a couple of things I wanted to do. Things I was thinking about off camera in between episodes. And one of them was to get our logistics network connected with our solar area. I'll tell you, let's see here. So that as solar panels and accumulators are being made, that they can be just brought over here directly instead of me having to bring them over by hand. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna make a couple more roboports while I'm at it, and we'll get this connected up. Okay, so this roboport is covering those two squares. So let's get this one down here. I'm gonna move this one over as well. I think I can move it over a couple of squares and still connect. Okay, that's good, I think. It's pretty close to where it was before, but the brown bits are connected now. So we're good. Alright, so what have we got in here? We got, okay, so substations and wood. I can pull those up for a moment. Okay, this should still, that will still cover everything. Alright, let's put a few substations back in there. And we will put the one power pole it keeps crying for. A couple extras. And we will put... Do we have any more supplies that it might want? I can see. I'm scanning my inventory here. I guess I should probably give it some robots. Do that. I want to keep 50, and I can get rid of these logistics spots. I'm not sure where I picked those up, but no business being in my inventory. Okay. Take a drink of coffee here while I think about technology. I think what I want to do with tech, there's a couple things. I want to get modules. Modules are required for power armor. They also are going to be required for speeding things up with beacons. So let's get those. It's green and red, so you know we shouldn't have a problem with science on these. Let's get those going. And I want to go up now that I have this solar stuff. I'm going to make my way through the factory. I want to add a couple of mining drills, possibly, or clean up some of the mining. I did notice that things were running a little slow for a couple of resources. But first of all, I saw when I loaded the game that the heavy oil is full. So that's something I want to do something about too. So I've got 6 chemical plants. Let's see if I can make a couple more. Let's make 2, 3. Let's make 4 more chemical plants. And I'm going to implement, let's see if there's a simple way in this space that I've left to implement cracking of red oil to yellow oil. And then from the yellow oil down into petroleum gas, which our sole and primary user is plastic. It never hurt to have too much plastic. Those are, 1.2K. So plastic's being used up at about the same rate as we're making it right now. So let's get some of this going here. All right. So let's see if we started here. We'd have the red. Let's go with 4. room. Might have to move this sulfur dioxide pipe over. This looks a little too close here. Well, actually, might be okay. Let's see. We want red oil into blue oil, or blue oil. Red oil into yellow oil, and then we want yellow oil into petroleum gas. Okay, let's copy these. I think, let me look at these really, let me look in here at these. So let's see, 5 seconds, 3, it produces 3. Okay, so we got modules. Let's get speed. We need a new kind of research, pseudo research, which uses speed modules, or uses modules as their science. So we don't have that yet. What I want to do, we don't have any alien science either. I think what I want to do is I want to work a bit on military. Yeah. Let's get some better military going. I'm gonna need to go clear out some biters very soon here so I can make some outposts. Coffee, you gotta love it. Okay. So what I was trying to figure out here. Oh my gosh. Gates. Gates. Let's do armor. Okay, let's try this again. So 5 seconds makes 3, and then 5 seconds of this makes 2. 3 light oil. This makes 3 light oil. Okay, we'll just keep this the same for now. I was just seeing if there was any significant difference in time there. There isn't. The water is up top here. Connect that up. Okay, and then we have the heavy oil. I think I'm gonna just switch. I can't switch this to. I'll just have to stitch it together here. I can't just turn this into a. Oh, this is actually going to be a problem. All right, time to move it away. What I really need to do is I need to move this line over to the left one so that I can just make it a straight line. Unfortunately, it's been annoying, which means that this one has to come over too. This one will be. This should be pretty easy to move over. Are we at maximum? No, we have one more. Those are connected. I'm gonna go up and grab some more plastic pipes. I believe I have an assembler putting them together, so they should be full. Where are you? Oh, it's the blue things. Can't see the forest for the trees sometimes. Okay. Let's just take all of them. we moved the sulfur dioxide over. Let's move these guys over one. I have one more here, or a couple more. Copy those before I move the last one. Okay. Let me think about this for a second here. Before I move these over, I'm going to stitch the water pipe in here, just to make sure that we have enough room for everything. Okay. There we go. This is redundant. Alright, drop some of these. So I was thinking about, you know how we're venting hydrogen over here in the upper left corner. Sorry, more coffee. My friends and I got a hold of an anarchist cookbook in high school, and we took a 2-liter Coke bottle and put some aluminum strips from from tin foil, aluminum foil. Let me pick something here. What's crafting upgrade? Character inventory slots. I like you. Okay, yeah. So we took aluminum foil, cut it into strips, and shoved them into a Coke bottle, a plastic 2-liter bottle, and then we sprayed a bunch of oven cleaner in there. And I can't remember what the chemical reaction is, but basically the result is hydrogen gas is released. So we put a balloon over the top of the 2-liter bottle, and it filled up with hydrogen. And so then you know, we're doing the old stand as far away as you can and light it on fire with a lighter thing, and it creates a pretty epic fireball when you light that thing on fire. Just a huge it's not an explosion because there's not enough pressure, but it's just like the hydrogen all goes up at once. It's pretty spectacular. So maybe we got to vent this over to a biter nest and launch a tank shell at it. See what happens. That would be pretty awesome. Alright, back to what I was doing here. So I think I can get away with just 2. Yeah, we tried some other stuff in that thing too, like making thermite, which is aluminum oxide that's lit by, what is that stuff that you can light campfires with? I can't remember. But you needed an intermediary lighting agent, because it's just not like a match or a lighter is not hot enough to set the thermite off. But it worked. We burned kind of a hole in the concrete the size of a quarter. All you had to do was get was just like sand down an aluminum bat, and it wait, what am I doing here? Oh, I got the wrong kind of gas here. Anyway, aluminum oxide is basically just the surface of aluminum, and it was really rather simple to make. But yeah, interesting stuff. I don't recommend it. I'm not suggesting anyone go out and do this stuff. We never did anything bad with it. We just, experimenting, as it were. Let's see here. Okay, so we need the yellow oil going in there, but do we have trash slots yet? I think I'm gonna go for trash slots. And we'll get some more military. Anyway, I'm just trying to tell a few stories here while I'm doing the boring labor of putting together this thing. Oh, actually, I moved these over, didn't I? I sure did. So these, I can probably just put them here. No, I can't, because I'm going to run into the same situation as I started with. Okay, really want to do is I just want to do this. Yep. There we go. That's better. How in the heck? I just copied that. Okay. No big deal. And let's move this. Gotta move the water over. So water will go there. And down. Yeah, we did all kinds of sketchy stuff in high school, or after high school too, for that matter. You know, bored teenage guys, what are you gonna do? We're just out there doing all kinds of stuff. Okay, let's see. So if I run it here, make a lovely little brick here. Guess won't be running through there, will I? Alright, I could start with some undergrounds here. And this one. And then up we go. Reconnect. I think I'm just going to round the corner here. Okay, I was saying military. How about a flamethrower? Since we're working on that kind of oil anyway. Let's try to clean this up just a little bit here. That was quick. Flamethrower. We've got the armor-piercing bullets now. Let's do... we should have some blue science built up. Let's do effect transmission. I want it eventually. I feel like it's going to be a little bit before we start using it, but I do want it. Okay, so let's see here. Yeah, I guess that's the same spot. I don't want to get into that line if I don't have to. Okay, there we go. We just rounded the corner a bit. So everything's offset by 1. So 1, 2, 3. So all four refineries now. Now let's get some power in there. Now the question, I guess, would be medium power poles. Yeah, let's go with medium power poles. Otherwise, I'd have to try to squeeze some substations in. How far can I back this off? That seems good. And got some output here. I think we can just stick it right on up here. Okay. Double check to make sure everything's working. Yeah. I'm tempted to do undergrounds in all of these little spots, but you know, the fact of the matter is, I don't really need to run through here. It's not a huge block. I don't have that squeak through mod. I don't know, I guess I could get that at some point, but I don't really find that much need for it. If I really needed to run through here, I would just do undergrounds. Having a bunch of pipe blocks is a bit ugly too, but whatever. That's just, it's pure aesthetics. It doesn't really mean anything. Okay. Sniper turrets. Turrets 3. What do you need? So they need Invar and brass, which we do have. So I could make gun turret 3s. Let's do gun turret 3s, and then I'll get back on some serious science, unless I see something else that strikes my fancy. Some of these bullet damages are going to be, or actually, wow. Okay, let's do this first, and then I can get the manufacturing going. And then while those are being made, I can up the bullet damage. Okay. Check. So wow, yeah, look at the plastic churning out of there now. Yeah, that looks great. I mean, you can see that these are not. There's a small wait period before this, you know, between each time it works. That's telling me that this is not working at maximum capacity. Not to mention that these are the Mark I chemical plants, so it's going to take an awful lot of oil. These are going max. I think I can. Okay, so those are made. Let's do bullet damage. So it's again one of those situations where I see so many builds where, you know, there's 20 refineries, the cracking, and you know just that stuff is taking up an entire screen's worth of space. But the truth of the matter is, you know, this is the only thing that takes petroleum gas, and it's still not. It's not maxed out. So there's no reason to do any more. Now I think if I put I think if I upgrade these refineries to Mark II refineries, that equation might change. But then again, I can always upgrade these to Mark II chemical plants. So you can see where I'm coming from, where this is my minimalism shining through here. This is why I don't want to go overboard and build all of this capacity that's never going to get used just because the resources themselves aren't coming in fast enough. Now, you know, I do plan to ramp up production, but I'm going to ramp up production but when I bring in more resources by upgrades, you know, possibly adding more capacity. If I need to add more, I will. But I'm keeping an eye on things. I mean, it's one thing to look at something, to look at all of these things in Factorio and look at the ratios and build everything perfectly so that if you had maximum inputs at all times, your ratios would be perfect and everything would operate at the same speed, because that's really what the ratios are doing. But the truth of the matter is it, you know, rarely, if ever, does it work like that. You're always short on something. Something's in surplus. You know, getting perfect balance is just, it's basically impossible. You know, and I spent a lot of time playing Factorio, and I used to play like that. You know, I have a degree in math. You know, I love math. I love doing that kind of stuff. But you know, I just came to the realization after, you know, several hundred hours of playing Factorio that it just doesn't work like that. You know, you can't account for everything that's going to make the perfect system. So I've kind of just backed off a bit. I'm not as worried about those kinds of things anymore. I make a nod to them, but I want to play in sort of a more realistic way. And that's where I came up with this idea for this minimalist factory. I feel like it's a more realistic way to play. Basically, I want to manage the factory, keep an eye on things, and make things that are necessary, and to keep things running. All right, a little more coffee. And let's get this train station connected here. I also, offline, I was thinking about this infield area here in my chariot track that I have running around there. I think this would be a great place to put assemblers for for the various things that Faro needs. So things like railroad tracks, train signals, all those things. And those things will have a very short journey into my train, because that's where they're basically going to be kept. So I would like to get that going as well. That's a noted future project. Let's finish this up. So let's see, one. There we go. We need to get some signals on this whole setup too. Okay, let's see if I can make one more. How is my right at the edge here? Let's drop a couple of roboports here. And I also want to put one roboport here permanently. Okay, let's do shooting speed. Okay, this roboport is going to go there. And I'm going to add power poles. Okay, these power poles are going to make one copper wire. Okay, I made one copper wire, or two, I guess, so that I can control click, or is it, no, just click. So I can click between these power poles and remove the copper wire. Okay, and then I'm going to wire green wire into these power poles for a circuit network. Okay, and now individually I'm going to go from the power pole to the train stop. I'm going to turn it on. Go to the power pole to the train stop, and so on. I'll finish these up. I need a couple more train stops. Let me add in my train tracks, which I'm out of. That's all right. Make sure these are on the right, the correct side of the tracks there. All right, so wire these in. I offset them wrong, didn't I? Let's move these down one. I'm trying to keep everything symmetrical as much as possible. That look right? That looks good. Okay. Alright. Get that copper wire back off of there. There's no reason really to move the copper wire other than just sort of keeping it clean. I just like seeing the one green wire. Alright. Okay, so what this will do, let's double check here on the roboport, is the roboport reads the logistic network contents. So if I hover over this power pole, we can see these are all the things on the right there are the contents of all of the various logistics chests. The supply chests, the storage chests. You can see how much of everything we have. I can see I have a lot of sulfur dioxide. So this information is transferred to the train stop. So that means at the train stop, I can impose circuit conditions that can be checked at this train stop. So I'm not going to be able to complete my setup here, but I can show you what I'm doing. So this train is going to go to A, which is our primary unloading spot, and I want it to have a condition of time passed of 5 seconds, or the inventory is empty. Okay, so it's either going to wait there 5 seconds, and the only reason I do this is because I want it to get some fuel. So if it's out there roaming around on the tracks, it comes back, at least it's going to get a little bit of wood put in there. I guess I could change this to and. I want this to be and the cargo empty. Yeah, so it's going to wait 5 seconds, and it's going to wait for the cargo to be empty. If it's empty, if it comes back empty, it's just going to wait 5 seconds and go. Then I want it to go to wait. And at wait, it's going to have a circuit condition. So let's pretend that this is... what's the first thing we want? I guess we want bauxite first, right? I'm not necessarily sure I'm going to train this, but this will be my example one. Okay. 20,000. Well, let's say we can have 20,000 ore. Okay. So I'm going to flip this around. So if the bauxite at the weight station, which are my new little things up there, if the ore is less than 20, I want it to wait until the bauxite ore is less than 20,000. So what that'll do is the train will just park there. It'll keep an eye on the logistics network, and then as soon as bauxite drops below 20,000, it will take off. And it will go to the bauxite outpost, fill up, come back, unload, and then it will just repeat this process. So the final thing here would be to add the outpost, but I don't have an outpost yet, so we'll have to come back to this. But what I can do is I can copy. Oh my gosh, did I just? I did the wrong train. No. Okay, gotta redo it. I copied the blank states. Damn it. There we go. Okay, so we got shooting speed 3. Let's get bullet damage 2. Okay, let's redo this. I know what I'm doing here. I've done this a bunch of times, so this will only take a second. All right, I'm gonna wait. Circuit condition less than 20,000. I'm picking 20,000 arbitrarily. That could be a lower number. I think 20,000 for something that has the demand of aluminum is, it's in a reasonable cushion, if you will. Okay, let's double check. Yeah, that's the one. Copy over here. There we go. So both these trains have the same conditions. And what I can do then is all I have to do to change this up is I just go in here and I click. I change the destination and I change the resource type. And that's all it takes. I can just, crank out the trains. All right. What did I need? I needed some more rails. I wonder if I can just bring them up. Let's get 400 rails, please. Make sure my network is connected here. Yeah, I can see the logistics snake coming on up. Alright. Wait for those guys. Get another sip of coffee here. Alright, here they come. Let's go finish this up real quick. Oh yeah. Let's get this powered up too. Okay, got those powered. Couple storage boxes. And we can deconstruct more trees. Great. And there should be a huge swarm of bots on the way here. Must have grabbed that one on accident. I have 50 in my inventory, but I'm keeping those for my personal use. Alright, let's go bull damage 3. You get an assembler going on turrets here shortly. What does it take to make a Mark III turret? So copper, iron. Yeah, I'm gonna just make some. I typically don't build walls and defend my base with walls. I typically do a more proactive, go out and kill all the biters type, defense, if you will, where my defense is just offense. I used to make walls and stuff and, bunker in, stave off the massive biter attacks, but, it's just a constant headache. I end up with walls that are basically built, they're just solid laser turrets. There gets to be so many biters. I find it easier just to go out there, get yourself a buffer zone, kill them all, rather than let them just continually attack. Because sooner, you always forget something, they always manage to find their way to a base. Now, that being said, like outposts and stuff, I will drop a few turrets in outposts that are kind of out there because, it gets to the point where you're so far away from that outpost that if they do attack, rushing out there to defend it personally is a bit difficult because you're so far away. It takes a long time to run to a train, hop a train, take the train out there, get out of the train, find out what they're attacking. So yeah, it still makes sense to have some turrets, but I'm not going to be building a giant border wall for turrets. Okay, just waiting for some of these trees to. Actually, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 5. What I want to do now. I never really used chain signals. Yeah, share your thoughts about chain signals in the comments. I've never had a problem using rail signals, so I don't know if I need to use chain signals or what. This is the one sort of shady area that I've never really fully committed to. If you have any thoughts on the matter, please leave a comment. I think actually at this point I should probably call it an episode, and I'll signal this up next time, which will be immediately after this episode. I just need to cut it so that I don't go on and on forever. But I'm definitely into it. I'm having fun today playing. So if you like this episode, please subscribe and hit that like button. I really appreciate the new subscribers. Thanks, everybody. And we'll see you next episode. See you soon.